Hello everyone, what's going on? Let me adjust some audio stuff. Always got to do some maintenance once these streams start. Let me know if that's too loud or too soft. But I'm Sam Lazarus, Creative Director for Rococo. Welcome to another edition of Rococo Office Hours. This is the time when we're here and we're live and we can talk about workflow stuff. Usually we do something fun and creative. We used to make a lot of free motion capture and give that out, which we're going to get back to. Maybe we'll make some free mocap and take some requests later in the stream. But everything we've made so far is in the description below. Bunch of free mocap. And today I thought that we would, play with Rococo Video. It's the last day of our animation challenge, Love at First Move, which is really exciting. We've been seeing awesome submissions come through. But yeah, so I thought we'd play with Rococo Video, maybe do a little previz as preparation for an upcoming webinar that we're going to be doing. And then maybe hop in a suit. So do a little bit of everything. And before we get to that, though, I do want to get to a little house cleaning. And welcome to everyone who's on stream. Good to see you all. We do this every Thursday at 11 a.m. PST. But yeah, a couple little announcements before we get started. Particularly and we announced this on a webinar a couple weeks ago, but as of February 1st, we're going to be having a price increase on our hardware. So we just released a free AI mocap tool. What's going on, Mocap? Good to see you. Origin, Alberto, everyone in the chat, by the way. Just good to see you all. Cedric. Reality Jump. Cool. Congratulations on submitting your entry for the challenge. But yeah, anyway, we talked about this a little bit before, but we want to keep everyone in the know. So on February 1st, we are going to be increasing the prices for our mocap hardware. So I got my suit back there. Maybe we'll be putting that on later. The smartsuit Pro will be increasing from $2,700 to about $3,000. Smart gloves will move from $1,200 to $1,500, and the full performance capture bundle will increase from $4,000 to about $4,400. So you can find more details about this on our website, and that'll be happening as of February 1st. So we have a few more days at our current pricing. But yeah, it's because of fun last couple of years with sourcing components and stuff and inflation and all that stuff. So bunch of other companies are doing it. We've had to do it too, and it's unfortunate, but it's also, we're making it as cheap as we can because the goal is always accessibility, and that's why we were so excited to release our free AI mocap tool a couple weeks ago, because it's always cool to have a free option so that people can just jump in and play around. And what's going on? What's going on here in the chat? Marvin, and so please ask questions. If you have questions about Rococo, we can go down tangents, do whatever. Christopher Moonlight, hello. Excited to see what's next. Marvin, hey, when I use the Rococo Blender add-on rebuild the bone list, I always get two right and left shoulders. Any idea how to fix this? So if you fix that in Blender, you can just use the drop-down button and change shoulder to arm, which is probably what's happening to you, and then hit save in the plugin. Next time it won't do it, so it saves it. Kano, what's going on? Yes, I have a nice groom asset on my facial hair. And yeah, so before we make some mocap, which we are going to do, let's go and just check out, you have a few more hours for the Love at First Move animation challenge. It finishes tomorrow. I think this counter is actually wrong, but check our Discord, which is in the description below, for more information about how to submit. If you missed this one, we're going to be doing lots more contests. We're giving away 40K in prizes, so huge prize pool, awesome prizes, awesome judges, and so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Judging's gonna happen in a couple weeks, and yeah, it's gonna be great to see what everyone made. What does Rococo mean? Rococo means something we're a Danish company, so I think it has a Danish meaning. I'm not entirely sure, actually. I'm new to Rococo, Sappy Dev. I'm thinking of getting one. How big a space do I need? Great thing about Rococo is you don't need a big space at all. You don't need any space. It doesn't use cameras. It's all over Wi-Fi. So I just do mocap at my desk all the time. And we'll get into a suit later. We'll make some free mocap. Rococo totally works with Unity. Aniki, good question. Is there still an issue using the mocap suit near metal? There is, Bugzilla. Not near metal. Like, I have tons of Sorry, that's probably being very loud in the stream, but I have tons of metal in my, I'm surrounded by monitors. I've got like 5 monitors, laptop, metal everywhere. I don't have any problems. Occasionally people have magnetic interference problems, but I find it's actually rare, and it's usually Wi-Fi issues. But anyway, let's make some motion capture. Let's make some free mocap. So if I go to video.rokoko.com, we're gonna make some free mocap, and I thought maybe Previz a scene or something, and do a couple animations using the free mocap tool, Previz a little scene in cinema, and then maybe throw on the suit. We just brought our main software out of beta, so super exciting. Like maybe we'll do some elevation tracking, which is with our suit. You can jump up on objects now with our new software and stuff, and yeah, lots of new improvements coming to the suit about magnetic interference and stuff coming soon, so that's really exciting. But yeah, video.rokoko.com, that's how you get to our free AI mocap tool. We put out a tutorial showing how to use it and everything. It's all free, so you just go to video.rokoko.com, you sign up for a Rococo ID. I'm going to create a new scene. We're going to call this RKV Office Hours. And I'm going to select local video file. So using Rococo Video, you can either use your webcam like I'm doing now, right? But because I'm streaming, I can't use my webcam live in Rococo Video, so we're going to select local video file. So we're just going to record some mocap right now using this camera on stream, and then we'll upload that and we'll get a bunch of mocap. And one of the things that I love about Rococo Video is I can record like a 1.5-minute clip, and I'll do several different animations during the clip, and then we can trim out those specific animations from that one video file. So it's great. Like I can build a whole scene in 90 seconds and have several distinct animations that I can use this tool to kind of extract the mocap from. So it's great. It's a lot of fun. So let's do it. And so to do that, we are going to record something right now. So I need to turn off my sexy background blur, which I'm always so sad to see go. Look at that. Oh God, look, my table's messy. Look, you can see my extension cord. So ugly. We'll turn that back on in a second. But so for Rococo Video, you don't want to be wearing black. So I'm not wearing any black. You want to have a static camera. You want to have a static background. So I'm just going to record right here. You can record on your cell phone or something. You just want to use a kind of a narrower field of view. So you don't want something super wide. And all this information is in our tutorial on how to use this tool. So, I'm word vomiting at you, but, we have tons of YouTube tutorials and then tons of retargeting tutorials on our YouTube as well. So let's record something. Enough talking, so much talking. Okay, so I'm going to record, I want to record a kind of like a basic conversation scene. And I think what I want to have happen is one of the characters kind of looks down, which I don't know. We'll see what comes through in Rococo Video, but maybe one character kind of looks down and the other character is like gesturing a lot. So I don't know. And if anyone has any ideas, they can put them in the chat as well. Okay, but let's record something and just see how this works. So I'm going to record some animation. So I'll hit record. I'm just hitting it on OBS where I'm streaming, and now I'm going to, do my mocap. So I do want my whole body to be in the scene. I'm just going to adjust that down. Okay. Okay, now I'll do the other character. Now let's do something fun. We'll just do something fun. Oh God, I always just go to dancing, but I don't know, dancing, and then you realize somebody's watching you, and that's the animation. Okay, so there we go. So we've recorded our mocap. video. And I need to set this back. Yeah. Oh, can I turn my blur back on? Make me look like a real streamer. There we go. Looks so good. Okay. Let me adjust this back up. Sorry. There we go. So now let's go and select that video file. So we hit select local video. And we go and we find that video that we just recorded. And we'll load it in. And you'll see right here, so here we go. This is the video I just recorded, right? So let's go and process, and I can trim out the parts that I want. Let's try this first conversation piece. Let's try the dance. Because we just want to see, you know, how this works. So let's go trim this guy down. Kind of to there, and we'll hit turn into animation, and basically that's it. You know, again, you want a static background, you want a static camera. Part of the way it works is by contrast from the background, right? So you want, maybe I could be wearing like not a white shirt, maybe I wouldn't. Like if I was to do this under the perfect circumstances, what I would do is I'd go find like a garage door or like a building that had a solid color, you know, wall, and I would use my cell phone and like wear something bright or something that stands out from the background of the building. And that would probably be the best, right? You want contrast and stuff. Windbush, what's going on? Oh, you saw my dance. Work it. As I've said before, got nothing on Windbush's little Rococo video dances. Everyone's got one. Okay, I'm reading some of these comments. No, Marco Rollins, I have to pay $40,000 USD for the suit. No, it's $4,400 is the full package now, but the suit and the gloves is less than that. But good, we got the right people in the chat answering these questions. So you can see in the background here that it's kind of gone from uploading to processing. And as soon as it finishes uploading, we can actually go away from here and we can open up Rococo Studio, which is also free software. It's our Mocap software. So it's the software you need to use with our hardware, which is like our suit, which you can see in the background, kind of. Suit and gloves. But also it's kind of the base, home base of Rococo Video. So this is where your Mocap like results will get spat out. That will create a project for you in Rococo Studio, which again is free. And it'll just pop up right here once it's done processing. So we'll let it finish processing, exporting to Rococo Studio. So it's like going right now. So we'll let it kind of do its thing, and it's gonna pop up a new scene here in a second. So Marco, we have a $40,000 prize pool right now for the contest we're doing. What's up, Styles? I missed out on this one. Just had so much fun working on. You should work, yeah, Rococo Video is awesome. It's a lot of fun, you know? Andy Serkis, eat your heart out. Origin, thank you, too kind. So it's still exporting out from Rococo Studio. Let's look at where's some other, so this is what we did last week. Which you can check out that whole stream from last week where I made my, actually let me show you how it turned out. This is my, my submission, which is, I think is cute, is fun. I'm happy with for a submission, you know, to an animation project. I finished it. The most important thing that anyone can do. Whoa. Hold on. What's happening? Went black. Why'd you go black, buddy? Yeah, primary monitor. What the heck is happening? Hold on, my OBS is freaking out. Love it when that happens. Okay, let's add a new display capture. Create new. Yeah, bro. You know? What the heck? Weird. Okay. This is still going. Open up Rococo Studio again. The contest is, you can find description details in the description below. You can find details also on our Discord. You have another day to submit. And the fun thing about the contest was just, oh, you know what? I think I was having problems. Was I having problems in, this was hanging for me, but why was that happening? I think I need to log in and log out again. So we might do this again. Hold on. Continue. Let's make sure we're on the right team here. I'm in the wrong plan. I'm in the wrong plan. So we need to sign out. And so we're just going to do that again. So I actually need to go to my team settings. So this is a good thing. This happens sometimes. So right now I'm on my plan. But if we, so let's sign out and we'll sign in with browser. And I'm actually going to, I'm just going to sign in with this account. So that is one thing to know, is that for Rococo Studio, you need to be on your starter plan when you're logged in, and that should fix any problems you have with Rococo Video, I believe. So let me go. Let's go process that bad boy again. Wait, did you sign in the wrong? Yep. Okay. Create new scene. RKV. Office hours. Go. Select video file. Let's upload this bad boy. Upload again. Okay, we're gonna upload. And then I'm signed in the right thing here. There we go. Okay, this should work. Okay, now let's trim this guy again. Turn into animation. Okay. So it was hanging just because I'm on a weird Rococo employee plan, which doesn't work with it sometimes. But on a normal plan that a user would have, it should be fine. So this is going to upload again. And right, so in the meantime, so this is what we did last week. And this is Rococo Studio. So you can see, oh. So this was the base. And then we ended up turning that into this guy right here. And so what I did, Rococo Video is a free tool, right? So it's not going to be as accurate or like as perfect as our normal motion capture, which also might have problems. But especially for things like this, or for, I didn't want to go in and do any cleanup, so I just figured I would just do something kind of dynamic using the Rococo Video as like a base. Marco, kind of. I mean, you definitely can create characters as realistic as Avatar. Rococo Video is not the mocap, it's not a AAA mocap solution, right? It's a free AI tool. It's kind of designed to be able to be used for real. Oh, Unity, what is going on? Of course, this is like having problems as soon as we hop on stream. Let me end you. Let's see how our, oh, okay. This is uploaded, so now we're done. So this is, our mocap take is finished processing. Let's jump in and see how it is. Sasha. Yeah, I mean, some of it will be janky. Like, it is kind of janky, right? I mean, it's a free AI mocap tool. So if you're going to use it for very precise motion capture stuff, like, you're going to have to do cleanup. There are, with the footlocks, we have a tutorial that we go through in our main, in our Rococo Video tutorial, we go through and we cover how to deal with it. You can see here, like, there's some funky arm stuff that I would probably want to fix. But footlocks allow the character just to be, you know, static on the ground, which can be good. You can see here at the end of this clip, for example, I like run away. So I think right here, if we wanted to edit these footlocks, see this, these bars down here show that my feet, when the bar is solid, basically it's saying your foot is on the ground. And right here, I think my right foot actually lifts up. So we would like edit this so that my right foot lifted up. And then I think it like comes down. I'd have to look at the video. But the other thing we can always do is just turn off locomotion entirely. And I find this gives you actually a much more accurate result. Like, oh, okay, so it was one hop that I did. So I could go in and edit this, but for something like this, where I might be like cutting out the feet anyway, and we could always go in and actually we could move this character up. And you can see my feet aren't locked, but like my motion is more natural. So I actually like using no locomotion for Rococo video. It depends on what I'm doing. It depends on what you need, right? So footlocks can be really nice. The other thing is without footlocks, the character's probably gonna move forward and backwards in space a little bit. So, you know, it's definitely a tool that you need to like massage to get the best results out of. But that being said, I've been seeing some absolutely amazing results from people. And also I think that when I tend to use it, I actually tend to babysit it because I'm like, I don't want to push the software. But a lot of people upload like really complicated dancing, and I actually think the more human and natural and the less you babysit it, like during my conversation, actually let's go and create a new, we have a bunch of recordings in this one file, remember? So we can go and just upload the file again, and this time trim out those conversation clips that we recorded. But I find like if you don't baby it, like you can look at my conversation here. I'm like if I was just probably talking with my hands like more naturally, it might be better. So that's something that to like play with maybe. So locomotion, Aniki, it's our locomotion filter. So you can see down here, oh, I'm blocking it. Sorry, I'm being a bad. Let me do that. Right here, this little wand, you can turn on and off locomotion, which is basically foot locking. You can also turn off and on toe bend. So I'm going to turn it off. But yeah, anyway, so we want to, you know, get more clips out of this. So this is our conversation clips. Boom, turn into animation. This is free. Marco, this tool is completely for free. This AI mocap tool that just needs a webcam or a cell phone video, it can, you know, it's out of our browser. This is all free. And then what's, you know, not free is our mocap hardware suit over there, and gloves. And these are much more accurate. You know, we'll jump into these, I think, after we import this stuff. Lamar, hell no. Are you kidding me? I live in shallow depth of field land. It should be so shallow that you almost can't even see anything. That's my guide. No, but I mean, of course, use shallow depth of field. I used a ton of shallow. Look at mine. Look at mine. I mean, you know, if you're not using a ton of shallow depth of field, then you're not trying to hide all the mistakes that you made in your background like I am, or the foreground. Like all these hearts are all like poorly collided and stuff. Doesn't matter. Shallow depth of field, baby. You know, add some glow on those eyes. Distract, distract, distract. Name of the the CG game. Yeah. It is free like Unreal Engine, except it is completely free. Unreal Engine, after a certain time, if you make over 100K, I think, or maybe it's 1 million, you need to give them 5%, which is so amazing still. Obviously, Unreal. I mean, it's Unreal. But no, ours is completely free. It's just free. Yeah. Styles. That's awesome, man. I mean, I think we all are, right? It's a small little CG community, whether it's Ian Hubert or Winbush, what up, or, EJ, or, anyone in any discipline. Faucher, William, the G, Clint, everyone. So many incredible CG people to look up to. So I'm going to upload. So we just finished a mocap take of conversation, and we're going to go check that out. But while we're checking that out, this is what I love about Rococo Video. We are just going to be processing another take in the background. So you just process it's so fun that this is it's just so easy to iterate. And like, oftentimes I should probably be facing the camera in this, but I'm not. Oftentimes, like, I might get a poor result from Rococo Video. But you can just hop in and do it again. Like, just do it again and get something better. And it takes 3 minutes to do. This is failed background from last week. But now if we jump into Rococo Studio and we go back, if we close our scene and open it back up again, remember we had a new mocap take finish in Rococo Video. So now there should be, look at this. There's 2 takes. So this is our second take. So this was the conversation. So this is great. Like, if I'm doing Previz and like my head is going kind of crazy, but this is like exactly what I wanted from this, right? This is an example of maybe I would use footlocks because I want to lock my character in position, and I'm just doing Previz. You could use Mixamo assets for this. You could use iClone assets. Hell, we have free idle assets that you could use. But maybe you're doing a scene and, oh man, Winbush, making me tear up here. Yeah, Winbush, you hold it all up, man. All you guys. But yeah, just maybe you have like an explosion that happens halfway through the conversation that, you want to be able to frame up in your Previz, and the Mixamo assets like don't have explosion reactions. So if you're doing Previz, maybe you hop into Rococo Video, you record this, and then you go, oh, like the explosion, and you can time things out better. It's just a way to get custom mocap. I also think it's just fun, right? It's so much fun to have something that you generate that's custom, that's not Mixamo. So I think that there's ways to use this tool that are AAA, where your final product is you're actually using this motion capture. It's probably for background characters, or it's for hero characters in your shots that you're gonna spend time to do a bunch of cleanup on. You could use this data raw for anything procedural and Houdini, particle clouds, things like that, or you can use it for Previz. So there's a bunch of different ways to use the tool. And I'm really pumped that our animation challenge, one of the goals of it was just to get people using it. And I think that happened. So that's really cool. Anyway, so this looks great. So this is one of our conversations. I'm going to call this Convo Care 01 because we're going to have Convo Character 02. We are going to we're going to do a multiple export. So let's export both this and the other one. So let's go back to, look at this, animation done processing. So let's close the scene. Don't delete it. I mean, if we deleted it, I think if we closed and reopened Rococo Studio, it would still be there because you can't delete Rococo Video scenes because they're stored up in the cloud. But this is the other character, right? Like, perfect. I mean, again, we're doing Previz, so this is awesome. Care 02. So there we go. Boom, 2 people. So now let's say we want to export. If I wanted to export one of these mocap takes, I could jump into this animation clips here, add to export list, go to export. But if I'm in this main list here and I go, we have these tabs over here, but if I go to export, I could just select both of them, bing bong, and I'll be able to do both. I'm going to include a body mesh. You don't have to, but I'm going to, because maybe we won't even retarget if we're doing Previz. We just want the body mesh. I'm going to do a Mixamo skeleton. Rest pose, I'm going to set as T-pose. I'm going to do an FBX binary, 30 frames. I like 30 frames. I usually try to do 30 frames, even though 24 is less expensive. And then I'm going to hit export clips, and bada boom, bada bing. What do you think? That's a mocap. I mean, if I hadn't been jabbering my mouth off this whole time, you know, you could do this same thing in 10 minutes. And now you have custom mocap. So let's go into Cinema, which is my preferred program of choice. Obviously, you can do this in any program, but maybe we will go grab a Mixamo character and retarget this. Maybe we'll do 2 Mixamo characters, and then we'll just do a simple Previz scene, right? And we're gonna have a workshop. So stay tuned in your emails and in our Instagram and everything. In about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and we're gonna go over a lot of uses of how you could use this technology in a finalized production, really a production focused webinar where we're like, hey, if I was trying to make something real, how is this tool useful to me? And one way is Previz. We're going to go through a bunch of other ones in the webinar, and we usually do a raffle during the webinar. Sometimes we do discounts if you are looking to buy hardware. So it's just, those webinars have been a lot of fun. We have an open chat now. We have an open chat because we trust people more. So I exported out my mocap, right? Convo Care 01 and 02. And you can always find where you exported things by going to open folder, you know, and it'll open up a folder for you. Oh, golly, Kansas. Just closed all my tabs. OBS, I need to see you. Live streaming. Okay, so we want to import Convo 01. There we go. So okay, so this does have a mesh on it, but if we're doing Previz, I might want a real character. 400 frames. Oh. So let's get a real character. So we're gonna go to Mixamo to get a real character. And so we also, let me open up the old Mixamo. Look, I was trying to do a cyberpunk dude, didn't turn out very good. We're gonna grab, it's gonna be, I like the mannequin, honestly. But they should be 2 different people because this is Previz. So we're gonna be doing, actually, let's find 2 people who are kind of in similar vibes. So Megan and Remy. So we're gonna select Megan. Oh, this is a new character from Mixamo. Why does she have white hair? No. Wow. Mixamo. Kind of stepping it up. She's new. But this is like better skin. It's, I mean, kind of creepy, but like more realistic of a character than this guy, for example. This is the classic, you know, plastic skin, weird eyelashes with the no opacity material. Well, let's grab him. So I'm gonna select him. I'm gonna go to T-pose because we want to make sure to download in a T-pose. So I selected T-pose, download. It's gonna download this guy. So there we go. Oh, it's downloading, and we'll just drag it directly into our scene in a second here. And so we'll retarget this, and right, the other thing I wanted to show is if you go to youtube.com/Rococo motion, get a little, whoa, what the hell is this? Weird. Here's the stream itself where you get meta. But if you go to videos or playlists, we just released these ultimate retargeting guides. So we have this for Maya, Blender, Cinema 4D, and iClone. Unreal and Unity are coming. But this goes over the whole workflow that we're about to go through. So ultimate guide to retargeting. We're going to do them for every program that we can, and hopefully that'll be helpful. It's kind of got all of our knowledge distilled down into a single tutorial. So we downloaded our character from Mixamo. Let's go import it. Don't assign selected takes. Turn off lock on my take manager. This is some Cinema 4D specific shit, so you don't really have to pay attention if you don't want to and you're not a Cinema 4D person. Sometimes when you download Mixamo characters, they come with keyframes on them. So I'm selecting all the joints, deleting those 2 keyframes. Let's group my character, mix care 01. And I'm going to shrink him down to match the size of our mocap. Actually, we're gonna, yeah, so this, we added in a neutral figure. This figure is about 6 foot in scene space size. So that's what we wanna kind of try and match. So for our character, he needs to be about half as big. And I find that if my character is scaled, especially for the hip height, to the same size as my mocap, my results are going to be 1,000 times better. So I always try to scale my character so their hips are a little bit closer at least. This is pretty close. I don't worry about the arms. The hips I want to be the same length. So I'm actually gonna, and then I'm gonna group both of these and call this character 01. So now we got a mocap. And we got a character, right? Bada boom, bada boom. How do we get this mocap onto our character? Well, again, I go through it all in that tutorial and for all the programs, but I'm going to do it kind of quickly. The way you do it in Cinema is you go to the mocap, or the mocap hips. You have to do this for both your mocap and your character. Start with the mocap. We go to the mocap hips, character definition tag, open manager, extract skeleton. This will happen automatically for Mixamo characters. Set reference pose. Then for my character, hips, I will add a character definition tag, open manager, extract skeleton. Does it automatically because it's a Mixamo character. Set reference pose again. And now create solver on our character. And when you create solver for your character after you've done a character definition, you can drag in the definition from your mocap into this source. And looky what we got here. We got mocap on a character. This head mocap is way too much, but I don't really care. I might delete the mocap on the head, actually. Yeah. So this is the neck mocap only, which is more than enough, right? But this is great. Like, for Previz, for a character, this is all we need. So that's one character. Let's go do the exact same thing for our second character. So we're going to go grab our mocap, our second mocap, character convo 02, right? Here it is. We need to go download another character. Let's go to characters, kill T-pose. He's going to be talking to, Megan was like weird. Sophie. Although she also looks like a new character, so that's great. Oh, sometimes you need to reload Mixamo pages. Cool, look at that. She looks so good. It's clearly the same character face, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it's creepy in this light, but this is actually pretty good for Mixamo. I'm impressed. They need to keep maintaining it. Otherwise, we're gonna supplant them, and Accurig are gonna supplant them. So download this character in a T-pose. Boom. Space Orca Studio, what's going on? Hey you, hey back. Yeah, there's some weirdness on the, check the Discord. for the love at first move details. I think that we're going to post an update or something because I think that we might be a little forgiving because I think there's something wrong with the counter. Royal Commander, can you rig metahumans? You can totally use metahumans, and we're going to have a tutorial coming out that's metahuman focused pretty soon. But we have metahuman tutorials already. You can check our YouTube for them. So I'm going to download this character. Should be T-Pose 8. And we will drag the character in. Sasha, that sounds right. Nelson, is it possible to use Rococo when your character's proportions do not have human proportions? Absolutely. You might need to do some cleanup depending on the program that you're in. Maya does different proportions, even different leg proportions. Oh no. Dragged it in without holding shift. Even different leg proportions. Very well. With Cinema or Blender or Unreal, you're going to have to, if you have really long legs that are really differently, the key is just to put the hip at the same height as your characters, or put your characters' hips to the same height as your mocap, and that will help. But yeah, I use different proportioned characters all the time, and it's fine. It ends up being a retargeting issue sometimes. Yeah, and Alberto saying you need to do some post tweaks. If you're in Maya, you don't really even need to do post tweaks because it kind of does it all for you because Maya's got some secret sauce. So this character came in, it didn't need to be scaled, but so we're gonna, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna group it. We're gonna call it character 2. Bada boom. And then let's add those character definition tags, rigging, character definition, rigging, character definition, open manager, extract, set reference pose. Same thing on our mocap, open manager, extract, set reference pose, create a solver on our character, drag in our mocap, and now we've got 2 characters having a conversation. And let's hide this. There we go. And so if we wanted to do some basic previz, what's like the fast forward? Okay, this is it. They're in a zone and they're in a weird environment and there are these pillars and they look cool, man. They look cool. They're metal pillars. Make them random. Change the scale. Change the seed. How do I change the seed? Can I change the seed? Move them. I don't know. It's a random environment. But and actually I'm going to get rid of the position parameter. Just move it all down and, add a floor or something. And now we could, go in, create a camera, and like do some previz. I always like to make my camera moves linear. Oh, they're talking. This is shot 1, this is shot like 2. Delete these keyframes. Again, always make your camera moves linear. I hate Bezier camera moves. They look so bad. I think that people, and this is like, I'm sorry, this is just my pet peeve. I see it so much because it's the default in cinema. And for camera moves, you just, to have it slow and then fast and then slow is just so frustrating. Dark Barbarian, good to see ya. Yeah, can't wait to see the compilation too. Interesting in Arkinfinium. I have a problem when I retarget to MetaHuman in Maya or Unreal. In Unreal, you got to make sure that you designate your hip. So this will be in our tutorial, but you know, if you're using the IK retargeter, when you make your IK rig, you need to select the hip bone, right click it, and say set as root bone. You need to do that for both your mocap and your character. Your MetaHuman in Unreal. In Maya, it should be, I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. If you've done the body bone list correctly, it should be fine. Okay, here's like another, you know, scene. Maybe like, you know, this kind of thing. You know, we got some political intrigue. It's a political drama. You know, let's do a little reveal here. Make your camera keyframes linear. You know, probably at the end, we just maybe we'd want to rotate it a little bit so it's more like that. Again, linear every time. You know, and very quickly, you know, you've got some Previz. The judging live stream will be in February, and I think we're going to announce it soon. Why are the legs tilted? That's a great question. And you can see it's a lot worse for this character than this character. It's just a function of the foot locking. So it's something that you'd have to fix. And there's, again, in our retargeting tutorials, we go over a bunch of different ways to fix problems like this. But this is just a feature of Rococo video. The characters tend to lean back. Maybe if I was wearing different clothes, maybe if I had better lighting, it wouldn't happen as much. But it's something that you're just going to have to fix. Or you could turn off foot locking, which I think I actually did. So let's look at character convo 2. So this, so you can see, I bet you can see that my character, yeah, is pretty leaned forward, although it doesn't seem to be as bad. If we turn off elevation, locomotion, so now my character is drifting. So, I mean, either I could choose, so that's probably not going to work. So in this case, I would like, if I needed to use this is Previz, right? So it doesn't matter. I don't care because I'm like, I need to just give an idea of, you know, what is happening in this scene. And, you know, I want to just show that I've got my characters. Ooh. Did Octane kill my OBS? Hold on. Seems like my graphics card is not liking this. Stop. Save. Didn't save yet. Like a good little CG'er. You know, Convo Previz. Yeah, so just turning on Octane while you're streaming, it should be fine. Maybe if let's restart this. No, don't save. Open back up Cinema. Because I do want to see this with lighting. Make some, sorry, that was probably pretty loud. Let's see if Cinema's still open. Cinema, you doing me dirty? And then I'm going to jump in the suit. So if anyone has any... Okay, I'm just checking the chat. For folks who are using Blender, would like to know how to switch your camera, animation interpolation. Thank you, Styles. Yes. Move your cursor into the timeline, hit T to bring up the interpolation menu, and click linear. Use linear for camera moves. Okay, a couple questions here. When will the judges' critique be live? So in February. We're going to be doing it live, I believe, though, when we do it. Really fun judges. Yeah, Christopher, is it better to use a female to mocap for female character because of the center of gravity? Yeah, I mean, I think that absolutely, different people move in different ways, and our bodies are all different. I think that it's going to matter. It depends on what you need, but I do think that there's real, acting is a real thing. It's something that if you're not an actor, I tended for most of my career, because I was an editor for a long time and a director at some points and stuff. And I didn't really understand how amazing actors can be, and how difficult that skill is, really, because it's really hard. And so anyway, my point being that, yeah, it totally will help to have an actor who's playing your character. If you have a specific way it needs to be played, like, that will matter, and it's good to have people who are as similar to that character as possible, helping out or playing those characters. I always like to add a little rim light. I find that it just makes things so much more interesting. That's like too much, obviously. I'm gonna make it really tiny. But you could see how you can go in and you could play with a bunch of different lighting setups. Depending on where your camera is. I always love just going in and turning on and off my lights. Let's turn off all of them. Add a new one. Maybe this looks cooler. Top lit. Really even, really small. Ooh, this is like spooky scary. With those, we can start playing. We'll see if this crashes the stream again, but, add some fog. I'm not in path tracing. I don't think I should be, though. Path tracing. So everything's a lot brighter than I thought it was. So this gets really interesting. And so this is just a fun way to do Previz. And put something in your scene that maybe you're trying to time something out or something specific, and this can be a really cool way to do that. So it's fun. I also love setting up my cameras so that I can live trigger between them. Let's play. Okay, so it starts here. Open. They're talking. Actually, this is it goes like this. So it starts here. This is revealing. I'm having a conversation. He's talking so much, blah, 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 blah. And then he's talking and talking and talking. Anyway, it's fun. Yeah, it's going to be a dope film. But it's great. It's so easy to go in and do stuff like this. Let's hop in a suit, because we haven't done that in a long time. So let's do that. So I'm gonna get in my suit, and I'm actually, normally what I wear is like something like athletic shorts and stuff, but I am wearing these pants. They're so tight that I think it's gonna be easy for me to hop in to this suit. So I'm going to, well, maybe we can do it together. Here, I'll play this in the background so it's still kind of interesting. But yeah, let's get into a suit here. Okay. So I've already got my suit all set up with Wi-Fi, so all I need to do is put it on and plug the battery in, and we'll be good to go. I'll probably turn off cinema. Just because we don't want too much stuff running. And we're not live streaming, we're not VTubing, so we don't need any other programs. We just want to make some, I just want to make some mocap, some elevation tracking mocap. Again, normally suit goes on a little bit easier if you're just wearing, you know, not, I mean, you can wear it over clothes. It's just like my pants are bunching up a little bit. So normally I just wear a short sleeve t-shirt and shorts, or like if you wear yoga pants are really good for the suit. You know, tights kind of thing. Yeah. Or just, you know, I wear shorts normally. But this is going to be fine. Roll up my sleeves. Tuck my hood in. Yeah. Ready for some mocap power. Okay. Got my beanie on. Feeling good. Let's get my gloves on. And let's go back. And we'll close out cinema. I will save it. Then I'm just going to go and open up. So I'm actually using a dev version of Rococo Studio right now because I'm testing out some stuff, but I don't think it's anything you're going to be able to see. But thanks, Woody Dave. Oh, Woody Davis in the chat. Good to see you, Woody. Another awesome YouTuber, VTuber, all things Unreal Engine expert. And man, speaking of facial hair, has awesome facial hair himself. So what am I logged in on? Okay, I'm good. I'm good to go here. I'm connected. You know, my Wi-Fi. So what I've got for networking is I have all my internet is going through my Ethernet cable. But my mocap, I'm also connected to a Wi-Fi network. And this Wi-Fi network is that router right there in my room. It's offline. Nobody's on YouTube on this network. So I have all of the bandwidth of this Wi-Fi router for my mocap suit. And that's the best way to do it, I find. If you don't have the ability to have like an Ethernet cable and a Wi-Fi network set up, I just jump offline when I record and I use a dedicated router because it's one of the most important. It's just so important. Because you know, the whole suit runs off of Wi-Fi. So if you're not, if you don't have good Wi-Fi, guess what? It's like not going to be good. So I'm going to just do that so you can see me a little bit more. And here I am. I'm in my scene. I'm looking good. I'm going to add an actor profile, which it remembers now, which is so awesome. Drag in my smartsuit. One calibration pose. Looking good. Oh, so this is our mocap suit. Let me just, I've got this great standing desk set up so I can stand up here. But yeah, so this is obviously, we were looking at Rokoko video before. That's our free AI mocap tool. This is kind of our flagship product, right? This is our suit. And the new Rococo Studio, we just brought this software out of beta. And this has a bunch of things like elevation tracking. My suit will perform at 200 frames a second right now, so it's sending data. We go to devices, 200 FPS is turned on. Ignore these. This is because it's a dev build. Ignore that. Looks super good. And obviously with the suit, you've got finger mocap and everything. It looks really good. Yeah, so this is a suit. So let's make some mocap with this. If anybody has any things they want to see, if you wear 2 layers of Rococo suit, I don't know if you're going to get better mocap. But it's amazing how much just fingers add to emotion, because you end up doing so much stuff with your fingers that you don't notice. They add so much emotion to scenes. You can see even just holding a coffee cup. And you'll see also, this is inertial motion capture. So what's happening for people who don't know is there's sensors in my suit that are giving an approximation. These sensors don't know where they are in space because there's no cameras. They just know how they're rotating. And so we use that data to create an approximation of what your motion is. Again, they don't actually know where they are in space. They know how much they're rotating. So things like this, it's not perfect, right? And that's oftentimes you'll have to fix problems like this. This is like pretty good, but it's not on my hips, but it's in the right spot. And also with characters, you're always going to have a process of doing editing. It is just something that happens in motion capture because inevitably your characters are different proportions than you are. And I just like moving around a lot while I'm blabbering on because it looks interesting. Okay, again, so if anybody has any, Spider-Man moves, hang on a rope to test the height. So I'll do some Spider-Man moves for sure. And actually that would be a good thing for elevation tracking. Okay, so let's do Spider-Man like landing. Oh, it's gonna hurt so bad. Or we'll do like Spider-Man reveal. So I tend to do a lot of calibration poses. I find that it's just really helpful. It takes 3 seconds. I probably don't have to, but the more calibration poses you do, the more accurate your motion capture will be because as soon as the calibration ends, you start getting micro drift in your sensors and that accumulates over time. And that's why it's good to do a recalibration every 10 to 15 minutes at the very least. I do it before every take because why not? I'm not in a rush. And the mocap will be even a little bit better than great. I'll do a calibration. So let's do Spider-Man. I didn't stretch, but let's try it. Spider-Man sees Green Goblin. You know what? And actually, I'm going to go, and if I go to up here, studio settings, recording countdown. I love this. Now I can have a countdown before it starts recording. So I can go get into position, which is so great. You'll see right here. Counting down. Oh, my legs already. I should have probably practiced how Spider-Man like. I guess I could edit the mocap actually. This is like pretty good. because what I would do is I would edit my legs and body like up. So I would sling, actually like that's not terrible. Oh man, what is, it's like, oh. Oh, God, it's like, this is why I was saying actors are so important. I mean, it's hard, man. My bones just like don't move that way. Does the suit suffer with magnetic interference from Fernando? The suit does suffer from magnetic interference. It can, right? That's like a part of inertial motion capture. We try to be super upfront with that. But like that being said, you know, this is a metal, it's a metal desk converter. Metal, tons of metal, right? You know, I have no problems. And so most cases, you're not going to run into it. It can be a problem, you know, here my hand is inside of it, which is also really cool. This is like something that optical systems can't do, which is occlusion issues. So my hands are inside. How can I get back into view? Yeah, so I'm reaching through, and you can see I'm not having any problems really at all. So no, I mean, it is a problem. Like, it can be a problem. We actually have some things coming out for the suit that are going to help with magnetic interference soon, hopefully. So that'll be, excuse me, burp, really good. Okay, more Spider-Man. Okay, let's do like, just like, you know, webbing people. So here's where editing your motion capture gets really important. Look at this. Look at this. So this is why you need to spend 30 seconds to fix your mocap. This is like a pretty good take, I think. Right? But obviously when I jump back here, it looks pretty weird to me. And that's because, look, I'm jumping, but down here, you can see there's this blue bar. This is, I'm out of breath. This is telling Rococo Studio, your right foot, blue, is on the ground, but I'm jumping back. So if I just go in, look at this. This is like gross. It doesn't look right. Remove segment. Fixed. So you go in, you do 30 seconds of fixing in Rococo Studio, and then it looks great, you know? And like, I don't even need to do a lot of fixing on this one. But if I wanted to maybe take off more, you can see again, it thinks my foot is on the ground, but I'm landing here. So remove this segment, drag this bad boy out, and now I do a proper jump. And it could, you know, whee! Doot. Looks so good. Okay, I want to try some elevation tracking though, because that is a really great feature. So I'll do like Spider-Man jumping onto this thing, and we'll see if I hurt myself. Okay, so with elevation tracking, you can turn it on beforehand. Right here, I could turn on elevation tracking, but I like to do it afterwards. So you'll see if I go and I stand on this thing, right now. it's always going to register wherever I'm standing as the floor. So we would need to go on, if we turn, actually let's try and turn on elevation tracking now. The object we're stepping on, we kind of need to specify. So this is going to be 20 inches tall, 19 inches tall. Have it be on. Check this out. We'll see if it works. So, but it didn't, see, that's why I don't like to do it. I like to do it when I have more control for the actual recording. So, you know what we do? Calibration pose, baby. And then we'll do Spider-Man again. This is how I hurt myself on stream and then I go viral. That would be a good, I could go viral though. That would be good. Okay, so there we go. So this is jumping onto the thing, right? We don't need, it was like, gave me that little pause. We don't need that. And if we turn on elevation tracking, ooh, I'm blocking it. Hold on. If we turn on elevation tracking, look at that. And maybe we land a little bit later. And if this height was different, I could change that. And so that looks good. And then in theory, it's me jumping off and like swinging up, but this covered me jumping off and it looks really great. And obviously if I was more Tom Holland-y, I could do a little bit better. So, you know, that is the suit, which is just looking so good these days. And it's all, you know, since we've gone out of beta, you know, Rococo video is in this software. The suit is in the software, elevation tracking is in the software. Everything is in the software now. And so it's nice just to have everything in one spot. It just makes things a little bit easier. Sorry, just check my thing, my phone here. And I love the gloves also don't have magnetic interference at all. So they're never going to be affected by holding metal. Which is great. You know, you can hold a cell phone and it's fine. Yeah, you can totally edit the elevation after the shot. If we even went into here, I mean, it's harder to edit the elevation beyond what it actually was in real life. But if we did go, and let's say we make this 10 inches instead of 20 inches. See, basically what it's going to do is it's going to offer us opportunities to lock at intervals of whatever we said the height was. So if we said 20 inches, you can see, look at this. Now we're at 10 inches, so I can lock it on the ground, and you can see I can lock it on the ground like it is here. When that circle pops up, now I'm on this level, I could lock it here, or it goes up a level. But if I wanted to have it be lower, see now it's going up and it's coming back down. So I could have the foot lock at this upper level, or I could have it do there, which is actually probably kind of closer to reality. I think it's about 24 inches tall, I think. But again, it's all about integral. It's not integral. It's not integer. Interval. It's about the interval height that you're stepping on. So if you're in stairs, the interval will always be the same, and that's why it's kind of interval based, right? It's going to be 6 or 7 inches probably. Usually, I think 6 inches is standard for stairs. So it'll offer 6-inch increments, right? Here, I'm jumping on something, and if I was jumping up higher than 20 inches, I could put in 10 and then I could lock it at 30 inches, or I could lock it at 20, or I could lock it at 10. So that's kind of how I do it. I tend to try and get it as close to the actual object that I was jumping on as possible, which in this case, again, would be about 20 inches, I think. Yeah, and that looks much better. Space Orca, there is, with our legacy software, there is a way to get Vive trackers in. I don't think that it's, essentially no, Space Orca. I mean, there probably is a way, and if you wanted to reach out to, I don't know if, kind of no is the answer, I think now. We might be adding our virtual production workflow back into the system, in which case you could use a tracker, a Vive tracker. But I actually don't know if that works with the new Rococo Studio, so no. And generally, like, I would just hand animate the chair and parent it to the butt, or parent the hips to the butt, or, there's kind of, at a certain point, when you're, especially when you're tracking objects, unless it's like a sword, but even that, like, I just parent it. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it to track objects, not with our workflow. With other ones, like Xsense has a dedicated object tracker workflow, so it would make sense for them. For us, not really. Woody. So Mocap, yeah, it works. It works. It uses Sony has a Mocap system, but it doesn't have fingers and it doesn't have face. And you can use it with Rococo Studio. It also doesn't have foot locks. So you could use it in Rococo Studio. It adds foot locks. You can add fingers. You can add face to it. But it's not, I don't know if it's going to be available in America or when it is. So parent the hips to the butt. Is that what I said? Parent the hips to the chair. But yeah, Mocap is just a cool integration that we did with Sony for their Mocap system, and it kind of extends out the capabilities of their Mocap system, which is a little bit more simple, and doesn't have finger tracking and stuff like that, but it's still a cool system. And so yeah, it should all be working. It's kind of unproven in the market in America because it just hasn't reached us yet. I don't think it's available in America yet, but it will be eventually. Peace. Woo. We might kind of call it there, I think, for the day. This has been a lot of fun. I'm happy we got to hop back in the suit. I think next week we will be going back into making free mocap. And so I also maybe we'll add I don't think that we can do, maybe, I don't know if we'll do this, but maybe we'll add, we had a public forum to submit requests, but I think it might be easier just to do it on Discord, but that hasn't been set up yet. But we're going to get back to taking mocap requests. I want to get back to making a pack of mocap each live stream that we can give out for free. So we're going to get back to that next week. Other than that, I recommend that everyone, is there a demo with stairs somewhere? I don't think that we have a live, like, raw demo with stairs online. That would be something good to do. We have a bunch of demos of elevation tracking, but it's usually in, like, calmer environments. We need to go take it to, like, a stunt gym and play around with it there. I love that it does my feet. Choop, choop. But yeah, no, I can't think of one, actually. Off the top of my head. But yeah, so we're going to call it there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Do my movement. And yeah, go, you've got, I think, 19 or 18 hours to submit for our animation challenge. So you can see Fernando, definitely clapping hands is not going to be, in theory, if you can, maybe you can do some measurement changes on the arms, which I never do. I just do my height. But yeah, you can see, like, they do not connect. And that's pretty typical of a lot of things. And it's just, you have to edit the mocap, which is really easy to do. So it's a trade-off, right? It's always a trade-off. It's the capability, price, all these things, right? If you don't want to do that, there are other tools which like have less of that. No inertial mocap system is going to be perfect on that front. Optical will be, because it's tracking the actual position in space, but yeah, that's it. Definitely always down to highlight the limitations of our suit. I think that's what I want to see when I'm looking at a company. It's like, if you are telling me everything is perfect 100% of the time, like, fuck off. Like, it's not true. No tool is perfect for every situation. Our tool is great for many situations, but if you need clapping to be perfect every time live, like, no, it's not the tool for you. Which I always like doing. I always really enjoy highlighting the limitations, because I think that's how I know a company isn't lying to me. That's what I prefer to see in my companies. So clapping, touching my head, I mean, that looks okay, but normally it really won't. You're going to have to fix that. Look at that intersection, but it's easy to fix. Cool. Exactly, Blair. And that's what we try to, we always want to be very upfront with the limitations of the system, which there are, but then also it's pretty great. There we go. Cool. So I'm going to call it right there. Yeah, again, submit to the Love at First Move contest. Stay tuned for news about our webinar. We'll be doing a raffle. We'll be doing a giveaway, raffle. We might doing a discount. We're going to be going through Rococo video stuff. We're going to be trying to do more webinars in general. Still think that, yes, I think the quality is great too. I do. And I drank the Kool-Aid, so I'm still a believer. Big time. I love these suits. I think they're great. So I'm going to call it there. Thanks everyone for joining. Stay safe, stay healthy, get some sun if you're in the United States and the storms have stopped, and hopefully you're not cleaning up floodwaters, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay. Bye everyone. See ya.